Perfect. Well,
it's a fucking great looking pint.
Give it a second. Actually, I'm glad they actually served it in the smaller glass because it feels up to the top. Yeah, we talked about this before.
So does this count as Christmas pints for us, or am I going to see it before?
Oh, we'll see each other before.
Are you going?
Christmas pints.
Are you going for Christmas?
I'm looking at it.
Okay.
I'm looking at it, but I'm probably not. But you know when you're keep an eye on it, just in case.
Yeah. I'm leaving, I think, at the 19th, and I'm back to 28th.
Okay. Brilliant.
And I only got back the other day.
Yeah.
So this will be my 5th time. So I've gone from maybe once a year, to at least 4 in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
That's how getting fucking sick of seeing me now at this point.
Well, cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
So the pandemic was the hardest emotional and mental time for me, and one of the biggest things was not being able to get home. Not going home for what was it, a year and a half or 2 years, not bringing my kids home. It was heartbreaking.
Yeah,
absolutely, just cut me deep.
Yeah, it's one of the. And it's funny. I did feel the pandemic worse. I think it's because Blackwell was big enough for me to be able to go and do it. For the first 8-10 years of Blackwell, I was kind of grinding, getting it going, making sure it was safe.
Yeah,
and then I was also married, so that it was easy to make an excuse that it was too expensive or there was too much to coordinate and all that shit.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I popped single again, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I making these stupid excuses? And so I've been really on the front foot about getting home and making sure I'm making up for lost time.
Yeah.
But the pandemic, I fucking think about it.
Pandemic, I think a turning point for a lot of people wanting to reconnect.
Yeah.
That's certainly for me, wanting to reconnect with, friends at home. Everyone, first few weeks was Zoom calls, it was calling, it was all that sort of stuff. And definitely drilled home the distance, and you felt the distance a lot more. Flight prices have gone up, which makes it difficult to jump on a plane with the kids. And
did you actually go kind of when things reopened? Did you go in that period?
I didn't go till it was the summer after.
Okay.
So I bring the kids home every summer. And then I missed the one summer. So it was 2 years since I'd been back with them.
Yeah.
But wait for this, the passports had expired.
Oh.
Their passports had expired, and I hadn't noticed till a week before.
No way.
I'm like, holy fuck. I'm calling up every day to try to get a last minute appointment. Calling up every day. Finally, one opens in Boston next morning. So grab the kids, jump on a flight the next morning to Boston.
To the passport office.
To the passport office in Boston. Because you get on the line, you just get whatever opens up.
Yeah, I'm feeling stressful just thinking about it.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. So I ended up, it was crazy because as soon as I got word on it, I had to leave immediately.
Yeah.
So went down, my kids were at the pool with their mum. Went down, Graham was like, listen, it's on. I gotta go, I gotta run. Pulled out the pool, I changed the clothes, went straight to Boston, got the passports. Pure madness.
It's
got it worked out.
It's such a fucking Irish story though. The realizing the passport's out too late or the day you're traveling. It happened to my sister last year.
Yeah.
I think she was just going to France, but they were packed and they had the passports out, and I don't know, for some reason she opened the passport. And so the family went off to France, and she stayed and got into the passport office and then followed us out. Yeah.
So what about you? Did your son have an Irish passport?
He doesn't yet.
Yeah. Can we make a pact this year?
Yes. Yeah, so I've been trying since COVID, but they weren't accepting new citizenship for a long time.
Really?
Even post.
But he's a citizen. It's different. It's not, you're looking for a passport for him, not citizenship.
No, he's not. He needs citizenship.
But is that because you're not a natural born?
Yeah.
So because you were born in the United States.
He has to come under my mum or dad.
That's fascinating.
Which is it's a curse now.
Yeah.
Because so he's not, and they weren't accepting new citizenship for at least a year after COVID.
Wow.
But I went home. First of all, I took Liam to a Liverpool match on a Monday night in Anfield in February 2020.
Yeah. Oh, really? Just before
and it was
all
literally right
down.
before.
Yeah.
The airport was empty. The panic was starting to kind of kick off. There's no restrictions in place yet, but we knew we were perfectly timed to stick it out.
Yeah.
And then
what was the result?
It was against West Ham, and they won 3-2, but they went 2-0 down. Sorry, no, they didn't. They went 2-1 down they went 2-1 down early in the second half, and then they had a 2-goal comeback.
That's a good one.
I mean, that was Liam's best life moment so far.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I was a night game as well. I think the only thing that could have beaten that would have been a Champions League night match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
But
that was the year they won the league, so you got to see them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I travelled soon afterwards when you had to go through the testing and get to the airport the day before to prove you weren't positive and all that shit. Yeah. And those guys were fucking rapey with the test. They didn't give a fuck.
Just straight up.
They literally just assault you. Yeah. It was a horrible experience.
Yeah.
But so I didn't. I got back as soon as I could. I've been able to. This will be my third Christmas home in a year now, having not been home for Christmas. I was there once in the 20 years.
Yeah.
When Liam was 5, I went home for Christmas. So I've gone from not being home for Christmas to now 3 in a row, and it feels like I'm back to doing the traditions. On Christmas Eve, me and my dad and a couple of my sisters will go into Henry Street. We'll go to a little coffee shop and have a breakfast and a scone.
Nice.
And then go do Henry Street, the ILAC Centre. Yeah. Do all the Christmas Eve traditions. It's just probably my favorite day of the year at that point.
That's one of the things at home at Christmas, going to the pub at Christmas time was always like the coziest feeling as well. You know, it's like cold outside and you get in and it's just, people are just happy to be there and crunched up beside each other and something magical about that as well.
Yeah. And there's something about the cozy Irish pub any time of the year.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, particularly in winter.
Yeah, totally.
But then there's something extra for Christmas.
Right.
It's just the extra little buzz.
One of my absolute best memories and I was 17, probably not 18, 17 in the pub in Pat's Bar in the middle of Enniskillen.
Yeah.
And it was over Christmas. It was maybe the 28th. It was like and it was a quieter night. And I didn't know about Christy Moore. I maybe had heard a song or two.
Okay.
But they were playing Christy Moore, the Live at the Point on the stereo system.
Yeah. That's one of the ones that everybody claims they're at.
Oh yeah, of course.
Everybody claims they're at that now. Yeah.
Well, we were in the bar and the pub in Enniskillen, and one of the bunch of the lads were singing it, and I was just like, this is just, and I didn't know hardly a word of it. I knew like she writes the final source. That was about it. But just sitting there, listen, thanks for the education. But sitting there, just listening to everybody, like there's like 5 or 6 around the table, and the whole lot of them were singing the words. And I'm just like, I get straight home and find out where to get hold of this CD. And get it on and absolutely fall in love with Christy, which is like an absolute Irish institution.
Yeah. You know? I had found them before that, but that live album was just one of the best ever.
Yeah.
And the way he changed some of his slower songs to be amazing live songs for that event.
Have you ever seen him live?
No, I was supposed to see him at Vicar Street and I didn't.
Yeah.
And why?
I've every time I've gone back, I've been too late to get the tickets and tried to get them secondhand. There's not a chance. It's like, seems impossible. But I need to book my ticket around as soon as he releases. Because he seemed to be winding down before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic shut it down.
Yeah.
And it's suddenly just...
I don't know if he's on tour again.
He's touring like crazy.
Is he?
He's touring like he's playing every week. Like.
Okay.
And I think because feeling like he couldn't relit the spark again.
Yeah.
And another friend of mine has been like 10 times or something in the last couple of years. Like but he plays all kinds of, like he'd play Vicar Street, he'll play places like, the O2 Centre, and then he'll play like Mullingar Community Centre or Enniskillen Forum, or like, the Town Hall and that. I love I love just the diversity in these small, tiny venues.
Yeah, it's funny about to see it. Something like, there's something to be said about, I think, being famous, but then being a celebrity in Ireland is different.
Yeah.
Where you can do that small gig kind of thing, and you can still walk into your local and have a pint without being accosted. You know what I mean?
Christy's a strange one, right? Because he's not the big Irish American. Like it's like I haven't heard anyone complaining about him. Like if you put him on, but it's not the same as like some of the other Irish artists that come over here and just like milk it forever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like has Christy ever even been on a plane? Like has he ever even crossed the ocean? He sings songs about being far away, but like, does he? He's one of these sort of like definitely the home bird.
Don't you want to? I know he played Robs in Scotland.
Yeah. He's go to England. He play a few places every now and again.
Yeah.
But most of them, as I say, it's like I like Mullingar was the one I was looking at. I was like, you want to watch him in Mullingar? Yeah. That's the spot.
So you're one of 8, was it?
Yes.
So what was Christmas morning like You know, I have 4. I was one of 4.
Mental. So our tradition ended up being the night before. If you were old enough, you would help get all the presents and all ready for the younger ones.
Yeah.
So one of my fondest memories is like mom and dad saying, all right, it's 10:30, you can start doing it. So like the 4 oldest would go up and take all the presents out. And we didn't wrap the presents, probably because parents didn't want to spend the money on wrapping paper.
Yeah.
So we would get the presents out and even unbox them and set them up in different spots and put stuff around them and like, to make them kind of like more displays.
Yeah.
So like, it was like a big sitting room with 8 different spots, which is kind of crazy. But that was the fun stuff. It was like, or else we'd go to midnight mass and then come back and then we'd open the presents and we'd open one of our own and then set up for the wee ones.
The midnight mass, that's right.
Yeah.
Which when I was old enough to go to midnight mass, it was like 10 o'clock by that stage because I'd moved it to before the pubs closed.
I was going to say, there's some hummer drink in the church that night. Like,
yeah, that's funny. But I officially found out that there was no Santa Claus on Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve?
Yeah. And I don't know what they were thinking, but
they told you Christmas Eve.
They told me Christmas Eve. And it was Christmas Eve, the year I got in my opinion, my best, probably most expensive gift ever.
What was it?
It was a Townsend race.
What was it? Townsend race?
Racer. Like a bike. A race.
Oh, yes.
The old racer with the handles.
Yeah.
Or a road
proper bike.
Like a proper bike.
Nice one.
And that was just, they decided it was time to tell me.
They decided they got to get the credit, not the big man.
And I had such a fucking mad guilt panic moment. I cried because I was like, but this is like the most expensive thing you've ever bought me. And it was not easy. I think my memories of Christmas are really, really good and close and intimate family and special. But December was a stress.
Yeah.
Just
you can feel the tension in the air.
Worry and tension and how are we going to afford it? And after I had found out, so I started working with my dad when I was 12.
What were you doing?
When I was 12, I started going at weekends to stuff he was doing overtime on, and that was in Mountjoy Prison. And he was doing, at the time, doing the psych ward was being built, and I was in a rubber room putting in beds, like single steel unit beds for.
That's pretty random.
You know.
Random.
So that was straight. But by 13, I was doing it more than just weekends, and I was probably 13. Late November, early December, when my mom asked me when I was getting paid next.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think this Friday. I was, remember the old brown envelopes? It was cash.
Yeah,
it was just
a
couple of quid in the thing, about 60 quid or whatever. I was like, yeah, I think on Friday I'll get the pay. And Mom was like, good, because I need some of your money to get your sister's Santa gifts. And I remember, I mean, the tension.
How old were you at that point?
13.
13, wow.
Yeah. I was young. And so that was a kind of a
impression. Totally get that.
At some point,
made you
at 13 years old, my
reality
part-time money was helping support, at least at Christmas.
Yeah.
That was hard.
Yeah. This is funny, like, because this is a lot of, I don't know if you've been sent this. Anytime there's an Irish article in the New York Times or an American publication, I'll get a few text messages from random friends, usually friends here or like connected with Irish. But there's one recently about how rich Ireland was because of, from the Celtic Tiger, the investment, the Dutch sandwich, the latest thing was Apple paying the $6 billion to the government.
Yeah.
And then there was another article that followed it in the New York Times as well. It was like how Ireland is richer, but is everyone happier? Which is
that's a good question, is it?
Yeah. But it brought me back to thinking, like, because, like, I feel like when someone texts you, you kind of have to give your opinion on, like, and I can sort of, like, let them know what it was like. But, like, Ireland has changed so much, like, financially.
So we left just before, either very early in or just before the main Celtic Tiger.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, but you could go back before then as it was rising. Like, look at
you could definitely,
like, the poverty when we grew up in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I think what I think of is the Institute of Technology.
Totally.
The colleges that popped up. That was kind of the beginning of it.
Yeah.
I think the precursor to the Celtic Tiger. But we were poor as fuck.
Yeah.
Like my mom particularly would probably have issues. Kind of. Yeah. We were bad. We weren't really bad. We were definitely below a poverty line.
Yeah.
And it was hard. and I feel like I was working at a very young age to assist. But fuck, we are happy.
Yeah.
Like, my memories of growing up, the housing estate I grew up in, Tala as a home, it's happy. It's still home. I've been away 22 years next February. And that's still home.
What was the welfare check that came in? Because I remember it was a family something. Every 15th of the month, the fucking, it was called something. It was like the family something. But because and this is the thing, we had 8 kids in our family, and my dad had a decent fucking job. It shouldn't have been that things were so tight.
Yeah.
It was always overdraft. We heard about the overdraft every fucking week, the overdraft. But it was like for every kid you get £25.
Okay.
So we would get £25, and that would be when we get shoes or something every month. And like, we never wanted for food or anything.
Yeah.
And I don't think we were poor, but looking back, it's fucking welfare living if you're waiting to the fucking 15th of the month till you get your money till you can buy a pair of shoes for the kids. And it's like, shit, I
think we were all poor.
But
there was a very small minority that weren't.
100%.
But the comparison with the general everybody, everyone's fucking poor.
And that's why, but things have come on a long way. And there's still, don't get me wrong, the housing prices and all there are the peak issues that are fucking like big deals. Like the housing crisis, and even homelessness is coming and whatever else. But in general, like, holy fuck, the infrastructure, the baseline of where people are at and how they're doing is like gone.
Well, come here. So we're a family of 8, right?
Yeah.
Family of 8. What car did you just have?
I remember we had a Datsun Cherry at one point. Now we had 6 kids at Datsun Cherry, and then we got a Toyota Corolla Estate. But there's fucking 3 of us in the boot.
So
and 4 of us in the back seat.
There were 6 of us, and we were crammed into a Fiat 127. That was our first car. I think we had 2 Fiat 127s. Do you remember those? It's not even. How could you even compare that to something that an American would know? What's a Fiat 127?
It doesn't even exist.
No, but
we had a Renault 5 at one point. That was our second car. Renault 5. And it was like, it's embarrassing at this point. There was like fucking 6 of us in the Renault 5.
Yeah. I remember 6 of us, we drove into Kerry for something to see my aunt, my dad's sister, down in Listowel one summer, I think. And I remember we pulled over about 7 times with the car overheating.
Car overheating.
Yeah. That's but 6 of us in a Fiat 127 and 8 of you, or 6 of you in a Nissan Cherry. And I remember the Estate was the big car.
So I got a good one. This is this typical fucking. This is a sibling thing, probably an Irish prank thing as well. I remember 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, we're on the way to Dublin to visit relatives.
Yeah.
We'd pulled over because the car was overheating. Pulled over to the garage, and my older sister, there's a clock outside. My older sister's like, see when that hand hits that, the car is going to explode.
Oh my God.
I'm fucking shitting myself going, get it fixed. We got to get on the road again. If we don't get on the road again, it's all over.
Fucking, that's fantastic.
It's a good one. Good one.
What makes you think about, so we said Toyota, did you say Toyota Corolla Estate?
It was Toyota Corolla Estate. I remember that was a brand new car we got. My mum was all about appearances. It's like, your dad's got a good job. He has to get a new car. That was the stage. It was like, yeah, your dad needs to have a new car. He's got a good job.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I think one of my best friends' dads got a new car every 3 years.
Yeah.
And they were always Toyotas.
Yeah.
In my recollection, the whole way through my childhood. I wonder if they still do it. I don't think he must have changed something. It's not Toyota now. But yeah, Toyota Corolla every 3 years.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's mad, isn't
it? No, that was, yeah. That's an immigrant thing as well over here. Everyone trusts the Toyota. And maybe it is it's a trusted, affordable.
Yeah.
It'll work. It won't screw you over like everything else will.
Yeah. But I get the most excited for Christmas. Just the warmness of the memories and the excitement. And Liam won't be with me at Christmas this year because he was with me for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So we flip holidays. But having 8 nieces and nephews, most of them in the prime Santa years, is something. There's just something about it. But
it's good.
It's like, I feel all the excitement and the build-up's very emotional and the day itself is really cool. And then it's just fucking over. And I get this instant depression or something. Is it? Do you feel that, or is that?
I'm the opposite. Listen, I'm the opposite. My year and my ups and downs go about this time of year is like when it gets darker and darker, and especially at home when it's so fucking dark.
Yeah. Oh, so I was just home with Liam last week, so mid to end November, and it was dark in Bailieborough, County Cavan by about 4:10. Yeah. And
how do you do it? Like,
he's been there during the summer.
Yeah.
He's never been there, and he's been there at Christmas. But Christmas is like, it's so not fleeting, but there's stuff to do. You sleep late.
Yeah.
When you first arrive, and then Christmas happens, you're not out much.
Yeah.
You're not exploring or whatever. You're not that active around Christmas. I think it was his first time realizing how different the day lengths are.
Yeah.
And even so, probably, I was telling them that around Christmas it'll be 9 a.m. and it won't be quite bright.
Yeah.
And it may never get
full bright. Yeah.
And then by about 3:15, 3:30, it's dark again. And even he was commenting that the sun never really kind of gets above the horizon, kind of thing. He's like, so low.
Well, it's funny. We talk like you talk about the land of the midnight sun, but Ireland's not that high, but it's high enough to give that impression. Even during the summer, like it's only a few hours when it's actually kind of dark, and suddenly, like the amount of times you'd just be on the way home, and it would start getting brighter again.
Yeah, Dublin City, I would say during the summer you'd feel dark by 11. The street lights kick in.
Yeah.
But out where Mum and Dad live now in Bailieborough, or around King's Court where I spent my summers, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's
still a bit of twilight.
Yeah.
And then it's bright again by 4:15 or something.
But that's one of the reasons going home during the summer is like much more. You get a lot more out of it. I had the same thing. I brought the kids home a couple times for Christmas.
Yeah.
But it's too much. Jeez, it's too.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And again, there is the pressure of everybody getting together and making sure you fit in everything and whatever else. And it's like trying to sort, like, again, eight kids trying to get back with their families and everything collecting together.
Yeah.
It's impossible to get right.
That's busy, yeah.
You know, did you ask about what it was like? Like there was the fun times, and then it was like, there was definitely always some kind of meltdown. Like someone melts down and the whole thing is like, fucking shuts down for an hour while we recover from the one person who's melted down at Christmas. Like too many people.
What time were you allowed to get up on Christmas Day?
We get up early. Like when we were going down for the presents, it'd be 5 or 6 in the morning, you know?
Okay, so we had I don't know who started it. I think it was Aoife. I think my sister Aoife started, but there was a 3:00 in the morning trick that we pulled through a couple of years in a row. Man, eventually got on board with it for a while.
Yeah.
And they'd come down for an hour and then they'd go back to bed, and then we just stayed up. But 3 a.m, 10 to 3, I think was the earliest. And that was, I don't know how my parents were all right with it, but they were sound nice.
I was going to ask about maybe people like Christmas parties, and then I was thinking just the chat that we've had the last couple of days about INDC.
Yeah.
So Irish Network DC, where we met, great organization, great events. It's the most Irish thing in the world. It's to organize their highlight event of the year at the same time as the fucking tree lighting ceremony in Washington DC. Same time, all the streets are blocked, impossible to get down there.
I know.
Maybe with my gammy leg is going to go nowhere there.
And the pub could literally not be closer to the White House.
Literally couldn't. I could have checked. I was like, are the roads closed nearby? And I'm like, the roads couldn't fucking possibly be open because it's literally within eye shot.
But you know, I think it's cute when they do that. They said the event's from 6:30 to 8:30.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's going to be there till fucking midnight having the crack. Having a few pints. Like,
they would need to
because it's officially over at 8:30.
Yeah. Well, nobody'd get there till fucking 8:00.
Well, this one might be a bit of a disaster.
But thinking, it just made me think that's the thing always scared me as well. So I remember I was in a band when I was younger, and I was like 16, 17, 18, 19. And we played a concert, we played a show where we were booked for an outdoor festival.
Yeah.
But the festival was like rained out completely. Like it was like we were playing in the back of a truck outside a community center, and it was fucking pelting rain. Like it was July, but it was like,
as you do, yeah.
So we were like freezing in the back of like a truck, playing by ourselves, not even be able to hear ourselves. Never mind like 0 people here, just looking at ourselves going, what are we doing? But it's the same point of like, it's so hard that like organizing something and it falling through for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to organize a festival or anything in Ireland because of the weather, even during the summer. Like, you just wipe it out, all the months of planning and the money that goes into stuff, and then suddenly nothing.
No,
Like
but
it's
summer isn't. Summer doesn't depend on the rain. Summer is just the season. So whether it's summer, if it's summer, you're mad. Get out. It's summer.
yeah.
You don't care what it's doing. Get out. You go.
But there's the festivals that I kill. Is like, so I was from Ballina, and we grew up with the Ballina Salmon Festival. Have you ever heard of it? Ballina Salmon. It's called the Ballina Arts and Street Festival.
No,
but it was the Salmon Festival.
Yeah.
Ballina's famous for the salmon going upriver, and like everybody comes down at the same time of year.
I never knew that.
Jack Chartman was always there.
No shit.
Yeah, he was always there fishing. I met him one year.
Yeah.
But it's really famous for salmon, and so they built the festival around. The festival was fucking brilliant. It was a week long. Like the highlight was like the fireworks on the Saturday, whatever, which is fun. But they had like all kinds of cultural events all week, and there was like everything from like a lot of traditional Irish music.
Yeah.
You know, a whole day of like, there's like a traditional day where like there was like different stalls of people dressed up in like the 1800s and 1600s. And
Okay.
then there'd have all kinds of events. So like there was always a dangerous one where like it was this fantastic festival that's organized all year long, and that one day that needed to be good would be washed out completely. Just fucking tricky. But no, if I would ever recommend checking out a festival in Ireland, it's the Salmon Festival. It's a Ballina Arts and Street Festival at this point, they call it, but it's absolutely brilliant.
I was always, I still am always good for a good flat. Can't be a good flat.
Have you gone to Milltown Malaby? Did you ever make it?
Yes. Yeah, I've been
so
half a dozen of the decent Fleadhs.
So good.
There's one in Drogheda and Dock.
Yeah.
Really fucking good.
Yeah.
Ballina
as well had one of the Fleadhs.
The Fleadhs, yeah. That's what I know about it. I remember being at the Fleadh there.
Yeah. Oh, you went there before?
Yeah.
Right.
The
Fleadhs.
Oh, you ever fish?
Not personally, no. Not personally. No, I didn't fish. No, I didn't.
That was one of my dad's little things he did with me.
It's a good one. It's good for
I'd nearly gotten. Wait, I did get in the newspaper. I nearly got in the museum because of a fish I caught in the Ervy Lake, which is in Cavan, just outside King's Court, right? And so what we used to do, there was a little stream, and a river would come in to the lake, and there was a great spot that you could stand where the river ran into the lake. So you just drop a line with a worm in and pick up a perch or a bream on the hook, and then just take a few steps over and fuck the perch or the bream out into the main lake and then spin it back in. And like, I did this at one point. I think it was a perch I had on the line. And I threw it out. I was probably 13 or 14. And it was coming back in and then it just stopped dead. And I thought I was slack. I was like pulling at it and pulling at it. And I tried for 5 minutes or whatever. My dad was doing his own thing. So I got his attention and brought him over. I think I'm just stuck. He took that. So he held it for a minute and he was jamming around for it. And then he stops and he goes, "Oh, you're not stuck. That's actually pulling back. That's
you got a good one.
Yeah, the fish. Yeah. So give me the rod back," and he goes, "Bring that in. See what you got." So it took me about an hour and a half to get this fucking thing in, but it was like a 4.5 foot pike, a massive pike, right?
Yeah.
And I was sweating. I was scared when the thing was starting to come in. It was fucking ginormous. But whatever. It's called a specimen pike. So
did you keep it, or did you have to put it back?
We kept it. There's a picture of me holding it awkwardly in a pair of pajamas out of my back garden that night, which I think is what got in the paper. But
did you get it? Did you cook it?
Some experts.
Did you cook it up?
Yeah, we ate it.
Onions.
Yeah, and that was around the time when I stopped eating fish, but it wasn't right into that. I think I had some allergic reaction around that time.
Yeah,
which was enough. This is an odd one. So up until 2 years ago, I thought I was allergic to fish. And it's something that happened around that time. I had a reaction.
Yeah.
And Mum and Dad were sufficiently scared. They're like, "Right, we're not going to give you."
Yeah.
So I went to this allergist a couple of years ago for something else, which is a whole. Okay, the reason I went to the allergist is a separate point.
Yeah,
right? That's a fucking
the story.
It's a great story. But so at the allergist, and he was, the panels, you ever done the allergy test? There's like fucking 100 things and 100 things.
I did the back one. I could show you a picture.
It's
fucking ridiculous. It's
right.
Everything.
So as he's doing it, right, he goes, "So while we're waiting on these things, what do you know you're allergic to?" And I was like, "I think fish is really just it."
Yeah.
So the result came back 2 days. I was back in it, and he goes, "So tell me the story about the fish thing." And I said, I had a reaction. I haven't had fish since I was a kid. And he goes, you didn't even react mildly to any form of fish, shellfish, sea fish, whatever. Because what you did react to was maple and cedar, I think it was, 2 woods. And he goes, I think whatever fish you ate was smoked. And you reacted to the smoke. And not,
that's interesting.
And not the fish.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to get a taste for fish since. I can't fucking get it.
You can't?
No.
Start off with the easy stuff. You know,
shrimp is too bouncy.
Start off with the salmon. The salmon is like the gateway drug for a fish. Like
I did try an alright salmon, and there was a bit of tuna or something. I had tuna earlier this summer.
Yeah.
And that was alright. What's interesting, trying to get a taste for something that you thought you were allergic to your whole life.
Just a bit of fear, a bit of like the mental sort of thing around it.
Yeah. Now, obviously, the fish chips.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I went at. Just get a bag of fish.
So you hadn't got a fish and chips your whole childhood?
Well, not since then, like.
For that.
I know. The equivalent is a spice burger and chips. I fucking love a good spice burger.
Love it.
It can't be a spice burger. So, yeah.
Listen, let me do my daily check.
Yeah, go for it.
See how we're doing. Let's see. We're good. Look at that. I'm getting near the end of the pint.
How are you liking the zero?
What's that? How
are you liking the zero?
You know what? I like it. It's not preferred. As you know, I got a new hip. Folks. Bionic man.
Yep.
Cyborg. So I'm keeping my run of like not drinking much, especially during the day.
So tell me what you have to do to get a new hip at 44 years old. Because I've had some fucking sports injuries, but
I always had a dodgy hip, and then COVID happened. Hadn't played football, wasn't fit, wasn't in good shape.
Yeah.
Went out with one of my friends, joined his team, was on the sideline waiting to get on the field. The second I was on the field, got hit while I was turning, and I was like, something weird happened. And then every week by week, I got back. I got worse
and worse.
It got worse to the point where I couldn't walk for 2 or 3 days after playing.
Jesus.
And I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? But it was crazy because I was like, yeah, it was. I knew that it was serious. I knew as soon as I stopped playing, I couldn't play anymore.
Yeah.
And I was on the field, almost embarrassing myself at times, falling over. And then whenever I did get a chance, like making the most of it. So going from like brilliant to absolutely terrible in the space of a second. But just knowing, like as soon as knowing that it's worse.
When I came over in my early 20s, I played for the DC Gales for the first couple of years. The hurling wasn't going, but they were starting to get the hurling going.
Yeah.
There's only the football. But I think it was probably 3 or 4 years after being here, they were training it in Bethesda, and I just pulled a hamstring or something.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was feeling old and unfit. I was just like, fuck it.
It's a really good expression. One of my friends who I play football with, English lad, he's Irish as well. Both parents are Irish. He said, "You don't play football to stay fit. You stay fit to play football." You know, I was like, absolutely right. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, this is the enjoyable part. Don't pretend this is the thing to keep you fit. You know what I mean? You'll stay fit, and then you'll be able to enjoy it more.
Yeah, we can't finish these pints without saying that we're going to build this fucking app.
We are going to build the app. It's fucking happening. Finally. It's 2024. It's the December 2024.
Yeah.
We're getting cracking.
Yeah.
We will have something by St. Patrick's Day. You see it? You said it here first.
Shit. Well, now it's public. Fuck.
I think shift is coming. I'm fucking excited as fuck about it.
Yeah. It's been so fucking exciting to see it evolve. So this thing started as a little fucking pea in my brain 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And to see now where it is.
Yeah.
And I've researched it and talked to the people we've talked to and kind of proved it out, so to speak.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck.
Validation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the immediate support for the idea.
Yeah.
Not just with the Irish abroad, but with the Irish at home.
Yeah.
When I first started talking to the ones at home, I was more nervous.
Yeah.
Because I was afraid I'd be getting, Jesus, you're a bit fucking plastic patty nip. Like you've been away too long. That's a bit fucking like leprechauns and rainbows.
Yeah.
No, and it didn't fucking happen. Every single one of them were like, I would use that today.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going somewhere and I want to know if it's in good spot, I would use it today.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited now.
Yeah.
I'm excited now, and I don't know. I think we both had a chat where I'm putting something good out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to put something fucking excellent out now to make it worth it.
Well, I am a true Irish bird. I'm a cynical bastard at times. But I'm also like an entrepreneur and an optimist.
Yep.
But I am a cynical bastard. I'll try to find reasons why not to do it. And like, there's always plenty of fucking reasons why not to do it.
Yeah.
But there's like, I feel like there's like, just like green lights in different places. And then also seeing other things that people are doing and seeing like someone's doing this very well, whether it's like, you know, find a pint in the city.
Yep.
Or whether it's like, hey, we have this big Facebook group over here.
Yeah.
Or we're doing these events for the Irish community.
Yeah.
And I feel like my mind is just like, my eyes just open to like the ability to pull these things together and really drive and fucking believe in it and come from like a place where like a true mission standpoint, but see the future of what it is, see the pieces and them coming closer together.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting. It's really exciting.
You know, I haven't, when it comes down to it, I haven't met an Irish person that doesn't have, a lot of people would be like, why would you fucking do that?
Yeah.
Why? And I think at the base of the Irish mentality, the mentality is, why the fuck wouldn't I do it? Sure, why not?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, fuck it.
What's fuck it like? Exactly. It's to say like that the whole reason to fucking move abroad with a one-way ticket, like at the very beginning, you know, that whole same like, sure, fuck it, why not? And that's a dominant factor in what has us here.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
2025 is the year. I think if we could bring together what is meaningful for you and I, what's beneficial to the Irish community legitimately, and what actually fucking solves the problem. And I think, and I said this to you before, but I truly believe it. It's like technology is taking over our fucking lives in a way that is not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And even the culture of experiences and connecting with people, I think is diminished a little bit because of it. Like, I don't want anyone sitting in the pub with a fucking phone out, you know? I don't want all the TVs on. I want people to talk to each other.
Yeah.
You know, I want this to be a technology thing, but it's a conduit to what works. Like, you know, you talk about like you talk about the Irish way of dating. It's different than this sterile, you know, way we've been, that's existed for, especially for the last 15 years.
Yep.
And, you know, I want to use it to bring people together, to cut out. I want to use technology to fucking remove technology, if that makes any sense. You know?
It makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Bring it back. I don't want people.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing about any kind of bar, right, is going to the bar and talking to people. Is talking to the barman, is talking to the people beside you in the bar.
Yeah.
And we've lost that in a lot of places, less so in Irish pubs. Can we grow that? Can we
even
bring
look
that together?
how fussy we are in where we want to have these chats. Yeah. Right? There's, do you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, you can call yourself a fucking Irish pub by sticking a shamrock on the door.
Which there is one up the street, by the way, just a shamrock, not even an Irish pub. Anyway, carry on. I'll talk about that later on.
We won't shame it yet. There'll be plenty of time for that. But yeah, just the coziness, the genuine want or desire to have a fucking proper chat.
Yeah.
I don't even know how long has passed. I don't know how long it takes to drink a pint. Like, do you know what I mean?
But that like,
but that in time, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, bottoms up. Let's
do it.
Happy Christmas.
Cheers, my friend. Drink every drop. And we'll see you all soon in 2025. Get the shift.app.
Happy Christmas.
Love it. Good stuff. A bit slower, not as exciting as the other ones, but still good and stable, solid, keep us going, keep us lit. You know?
Yeah. I don't think I go into a conversation looking for excitement.
Yeah. I'm a little bit like below the bar, like where I'm just like,
But you're probably fucking netted up on whatever.
Fucking, I'm netted up.
Is it Percocet? What are you?
I'm not. I'm going easy during the day. No, I'm not. I'm taking one oxy at night before I go to bed, and that's it. And then the rest of them are relatively, like, even it's just fucking Tylenol, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's feeling better.
Good.
I like. Is that an iron sweater?
It is an iron sweater.
Good fucking man.
Yeah.
It's funny when when you're younger with the iron sweaters, like you like, oh, these are terrible.
I know. It's funny. Like I associate iron jumpers with corduroy.
Yeah.
Corduroy. I'm like, fucking, I will not wear corduroy under any circumstances.
Just wait, they'll come back around. We'll see.
Fucking hate corduroy. Even the textures.
Have you been to the Iron Islands?
Yeah.
I have not been to the Iron Islands. Never. I know. See, there's a few things coming out in these conversations that are like, there's like a...
Well, have you been in every county?
Jesus Christ, I hope so.
I hope so too, but I'm asking.
I actually haven't. I do not think I've been to Waterford. I don't think I've been there.
That's south, random as fuck. Okay.
The southeast, on down southeast Wexford.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've got a good one for you.
All right.
And this came with a bunch of friends of mine that are like, they're Americans. They were asking one time, because I was talking about traveling around the States and having a pint in every state.
Yeah.
They're like, what about a pint in every county? I don't know if they brought it up or I brought it up. Whatever. Yeah. We're sitting around, just the crack around the table. Pint in every county. Has it been done? Has it been done in one go? And how long would it take you? Well,
that's just a challenge.
It is a challenge. It's a strategic, fucking harder challenge than you think. It sounds off the bat like it's easy. It's fucking not. Like,
see, that's just the kind of challenge that I would take. And then, right, well, so we're not driving?
Fuck no.
We're having, it's okay. So someone's
you might need a driver.
Right. You might need a
driver.
So we're not.
I happen to have a nephew who doesn't drink.
So I'm getting into logistics now.
Logistics. Yes.
You could also then position yourself so that.
Yeah.
So where my ma's from in King's Court, right? You can get, so the house she was born in is technically County Cavan, and the town will be King's Court. But the nearest village is Kilmainhamwood, County Meath. Right? So that's two right there.
Wow.
And then about another 5 minutes drive outside King's Court on the other side is Monaghan.
Yeah.
Right. So you can do it. And then Cavan is only half an hour from fucking Fermanagh.
Totally. And I think it's funny. It's not the geography that's a problem, because even like you could even get a taxi from one town to the other town, even an hour away. You get away with it if you want.
I'm having more issues figuring out how to decide the pubs to have the pint in.
It would be
that would be right.
Yeah,
that's a bit unfair. Like, there's going to be a fucking ton of lake of amazing.
You need to be disciplined as well, by the way, because if you have more than one pint, you're not fucking doing it. If you have more than one pint in one pub, it's going to fall to pieces at some point.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to.
And you get left behind. Like, if there was like 5 or 10 people do it, someone's getting left behind very early. The crack is going to be good.
We're doing it.
You know,
we're doing it.
I'm doing it. That's the tour. I've got the list.
Myself. Yes.
This is what it brings up. But we'll get into this more again. But it brings up one thing. There needs to be like even just for you and I, if nothing else, a bucket list. A shift bucket list of things in like the Iron Islands I've never done. I've never been to the Iron Islands.
I've been on the Iron Islands. I've been on the Blasket.
Have you been to Skellig Vale?
Yeah.
So you're
around the same time I was on the Blasket.
I have not. I've missed out. Yeah. Have you been to Giants Causeway?
Yes. I actually brought 2 fucking Yanks to Giants Causeway.
Good lad. There's a lot of things that need to be. So a lot of things on my bucket list that I have.
So the guy is really good for getting you around the country.
Yeah.
Playing
go everywhere.
The football or the hurling.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just have random friendlies, sometimes tournaments. You make it to kind of county level or close to it. You're getting
around.
A couple knock around. But then just being a Dublin fan, going to Dublin matches with my dad, up to random fucking towns.
Yeah. Some people don't leave Dublin at all. As we know.
As we
know.
I think you get a nosebleed if you leave the city.
It's funny, you talk about people in America that have never left America, and then you have some of the Dubs that have never got out of the field.
I was shocked to hear that. Yeah. Right, so well,
listen, we'll get some kind of bucket list.
I think a pint in every county is that's an easy one.
Difficult, easy one. It's an easy concept. More difficult than you think. Have a think
It's
about
an easy concept because the support, people go, like, I'll do that with you.
Yeah.
We'd be fighting people off.
What's surprising to me is it has not a thingy.
Hasn't been fucking, no.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's funny, you could...
So how many states have you had? All right. Have you had pints in more states than you have counties?
Yes, definitely. Because I've been to counties when I was young and I didn't have drinks.
So this is completely coincidental, but I've been in 32 states. My current number of states in America is 32.
That's a good one.
So, and I had a pint of Guinness in every state. I think I probably have. Because I'll insist on fucking, even though I know it's going to be shite, you have to fucking try it. And it'll come out in a shite glass, and they'll just pour it without stopping, and it'll be a little fucking like Coke head on it. Like, we have to fucking try it, and it'll taste like absolute fucking.
It's funny.
Muck.
So one of the things that Darren and I were talking about, about the app was like, and it didn't work, and it seemed silly for Foursquare. Remember Foursquare back in the day? Foursquare was an app. Yeah. You checked into locations and you got badges.
Yeah.
But I actually do think something like this might work for Shift. Like even just for the plastic patties to prove that they actually went to a fucking Irish session. Or they actually went for patties. You know?
We can't call them plastic patties.
We can't call them plastic patties. we can allow them to develop outside the plastic patty. You know, we can bring them in further. Prove you're not. Prove you're not. You know? Like going to the real deals, you know?
Yeah.
But to that goes to like
plastic patty is such a great term. It's such a great term.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, has anyone been offended by it yet?
I don't know, because they don't know what it is. That's only a reference made by Irish people to describe people that think
I definitely have said to some Americans, and it's the initial confusion, so it was like,
what the fuck is that? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Are we still recording?
We're still recording. We're still recording. We'll keep it.
All right.
Anyway, much less fun. Right, Patrick.
Knock it off.
We'll knock it off. Knock it off, lads. Enough is enough.